me get the other side. Okay. Harriet, right, if I can just give you 1 minute. We're talking about child abuse. We'd just like to talk to you about the cuts and how it's going to affect child abuse. Harriet, you don't want to talk about child abuse. I understand that, Harriet, but you're here to talk to people on the street, and we represent... So Harriet Harman doesn't want to talk to us about child abuse today.
She didn't say that.
Okay, at the moment she doesn't.
She didn't say
well, that's what he said to me. I gave her a chance. I gave her a chance. Mind your own business. Let's go again. Let's go again.
Once you get me.
Let's go again. Chop, chop.
This way.
You've got to get the face. Get the face. Harriet. Harriet. That's common assault. You'll get arrested for that.
I'm a woman.
I know it's a woman's right.
Sorry.
Harriet, get on me. Harriet, I need to push you on this. Harriet, why won't you talk to us about child abuse, Harriet? You're part of the government. Don't touch me because don't you just touch me. Right, so Harriet, Harriet is not willing to talk about child abuse. And how are the cuts going to affect child abuse? How are the cuts going to affect child abuse, Harriet? Harriet, how are the cuts? How are the cuts going to affect child abuse, Harriet?
I'm very sorry, she's talking to people who've come here for
okay, so Harriet's gone to the police officer here, and we do carry a press pass, and Harriet Harman does not today wish to talk to us about child abuse. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, officer. Right. That was Harriet Harman. She didn't want to talk to us about child abuse, and I think I know why. In 1978, when she became a solicitor, she urged the ministers to make it legal for people to be allowed to take sexually explicit images of children, and she wanted that to be made legal as long as the children in the images hadn't been harmed or abused. So that's Harriet Harman. Harriet Harman was in favour of making sexually explicit images of children, and she urged ministers to do that. So maybe that's why Harriet Harman didn't want to talk to us about child abuse. Thank you very much. It's Bill Maloney, and I represent a film company called Primass Films, and we're interested in what the cuts are going to do against child abuse and young offenders institutions.
Hey, mate, I think it's very important we make...
I'll talk to Ed, not you. You're here to talk to people.
I'm just going to the BBC.
Ed, I represent the lower working classes, and I'd like to know what you're going to do, and what your government... Let that girl alone. I want to know what you're going to do to help child abuse. And you've been talking about this before. What are you going to do about child abuse in our young offenders institutes? Bill, yeah, so you don't want to talk about it. Well, talk to me about it. Let go. Let go. What are you going to do about institutional child abuse operating in this country? What are you going to do about institutional paedophile rings that are operating in this country now? What are you going to do about institutional paedophile rings that are operating in this country now? Now! So here we are. I just tried to get an interview with Ed Balls. He wasn't having it. But Dave Prentice, who's head of Unison, he's going to talk to us. So you're not fighting with us, Dave. Now, I work for a film company called Primass Films, and we're interested in institutional child abuse and what the cuts are doing. We've got young offenders in our institutions that are being unlawfully restrained, and the kids are then going to kill themselves. We've got 3 children dying in care every single week in this country, Dave. Are you a dad? Yeah. Well, you understand, Dave. What are we going to do? Because we're saying it's not all about the money, as in the song, you know? It's not about the money. How do you feel about that? You saw Ed Balls wouldn't talk to me, Dave.
Yeah, it's okay. We're really concerned about children's homes closing. We're really concerned about the care of vulnerable people in our society, and what is happening will lead to more child abuse. I've got no doubt whatsoever, because we will not have the resources in order to look after children. We know that centres which are responsible for people who may be in crisis, maybe even be suicidal, those centres are closing. And all of this is happening because of the failure of the banks and big business in our society.
So Dave, if I could just reiterate reiterate on that. You think that more children are going to be abused because of the cuts in care?
We believe that people need care, and the people who do that care are carers, public service workers, and we are fighting to maintain their jobs. And we're worried that with all these cuts, all of those jobs could well be going.
Dave, we love you for that. Right, so you just saw I'm trying to get Harriet Harman to talk about child abuse. I'm trying to get Ed Balls to talk about child abuse, because the children are the future of this fucking country, and he doesn't want to talk about it, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Why? Why don't they want to talk about child abuse? Because that's what the cuts are affecting child abuse. Okay, look at me. Here we are, we've got some disruption here, there's some supporters that are getting very angry. Here we go. Watch out. Alright, watch out. Be careful, mind your camera, protect your camera. Santander, leave that on me. Well, so we're still in Oxford Street and they hit Santander as well. So they're hitting the bankers because the bankers are hitting us. £7.5 billion worth of bonuses these people are getting. They're giving nothing to the kids. We've got 1 million children unemployed in this country while the banks are reaping the benefits of the poor. The point of today was to try and look for faces, and we did get the faces, and we wanted to show you how much they care. And Ed Balls wouldn't even talk to me, and neither would Harriet Harman. And Harriet Harman actually asked the police officer if he could keep me away from her or even arrest me. So there you go. And now we're on our way home. So good day's work from Pioneers Films again, and can we have some donations?